Just got a statement from President Trump. This is what it reads. Justice in America. One of the worst human beings this country has ever been exposed to is James Comey, the former corrupt head of the FBI. Today, he was indicted by a grand jury on 2 felony counts for various illegal and unlawful acts. He has been so bad for our country for so long and is now at the beginning of being held responsible for his crimes against our nation. Make America great again. Batya, I want to bring you into this discussion. This makes you a little uncomfortable, this indictment. Why?
Yeah, you know, there are things that made me feel better about it and things that made me feel worse about it. Obviously, the president's tweet about Pam Bondi, and then seeing Bondi and Kash Patel try to get out in front of this and take ownership of it, right? So that the president sees, oh, you know, we're in on it, right? Like, to get the credit with him. That doesn't make you feel great, right? That seems very much like a politically motivated prosecution. On the other hand, in D.C., we have seen recently a bunch of failed indictments, right? Jeanine Pirro was unable to get some indictments.
The man who threw the ham sandwich at the ICE agents.
Yeah. Exactly. So that makes you feel better about it. Like, obviously, you have this grand jury there, 25 people or what have you seated, who are allowed to ask questions. And so do we trust the system or not? What I will say is this, you know, there's a fine line between nobody is above the law and then the exact kind of weaponization of the justice system that the president faced down for a decade, right? On the one hand, to say people are above the law because they were part of the weaponization against Trump, therefore Comey may not be indicted because of the role he played, that's unacceptable, especially to the MAGA base, who had to see their tribune attacked in this really, really terrible, terrible way for 10 years. On the other hand, there is, of course, the possibility that this is a revenge plot, and I think a lot of it will hang on what is in the indictment, you know, how much detail there is, how much information we can get. And I think that, you know, we should get that as soon as possible because we want to know which side of that fine line we're on.
Batya, you know that the president's critics have said, of course this is a revenge plot. Look at what he's posting on social media.
Yeah, but
demanding
at the same time,
indictments and firing people who don't bring them.
Obviously, we've seen all that. But at the same time, you know, it is radicalizing to the MAGA movement to be told that people should be allowed to get away with what they did to Trump, right? So on the other hand, this idea that no one is above the law has to be taken seriously. And I would just urge Americans on either side to have a lot of compassion in this moment for how the left sees this as weaponization, but also how the right sees this as justice. We are divided on this exact topic, and we need to bring a lot of compassion, which is, of course, why I was watching you from the minute that this broke, Elizabeth, because I knew that I was going to get just the honest version of this story.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.